think too is a good meal alternative in a pinch is a bar. I gave you a substitution list. What I want to do is go to a fast food chart and tell you where you can go, like Pollo Loco. You can do chicken and broccoli they have. You can get, if it's lunch, if you notice at dinner you never get a carb. There's a reason for that. Because you don't need a carb anymore. Your night is, unless you're a nurse and you have to like have your brain food, but and you're working overnight. But at 7 o'clock you're never going to have a carb. So if at lunchtime you need to go to Pollo Loco, you need to have a carb so you can have 2 corn tortillas with, or a flour tortilla, so you'll have that carb. So as you go through the program, I'm hoping you'll start to learn that. And then what I want to do is get a fast food restaurant thing and program what you can order for lunch and what, but for instance, dinner. If you're going to Pollo Loco, I would order chicken and broccoli and not have a carb because you can't have a tortilla. But if you go for lunch, you can have tortilla because you need your complex carb. I explained it in the notes when I sent it to you. What's the difference between a complex carb and a simple carb? The simple carbs are fruit or yogurt. You burn through it faster. Your complex carbs will keep your energy longer. So this is my layman's term. I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor. This is my little layman's term of how I understand it. Complex carbs will keep your energy up longer, or it'll take you longer to burn through it, like your bread, your pastas, your rice. That's why we have that at breakfast and at lunch, because you need that for your day. And then in between, I want you to burn through that carb faster, so it's a simple carb. It's usually a fruit or yogurt. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to 7-Eleven and you thought, shoot, I forgot my snack, there's so many easy things. They have yogurt there and they have hard-boiled eggs, which I probably would never get them from there because that's gross. But anyhow, but if I needed to, I would get it. They have yogurt and eggs there. They have a protein bar. They have string cheese. You know, so there's, pardon me?
They have bananas.
They have bananas there. Mm-hmm. So it all comes with excuse. To me, it's excuses because there's always a way. You just have to plan.
I was out one day, didn't think I was going to be out super long, and I didn't have like my next snack, and I just like ran to the grocery store, grabbed a pack of lunch meat and an apple. That's all I got. One apple and a pack of lunch meat, and then just walked out of there, and then. So it's just you start to develop like
you start knowing what to pick out, what to get. Like you'll click.
Yeah.
You'll and then things become like your favorite foods too. Like I did the same thing Ashley did, right? I was like, I looked forward to my, 5 ounces of chicken, string cheese, and apples that day, and I was like, it's like the best meal ever. And you're like, and it gets weird because you're like, I'm eating chicken and apples. This is ridiculous. And as somebody who enjoys food, but then like when you get to that point or that hour, like you just like it just like clicks in, and you're just like, then you know what to grab, like you said. I mean, I've called Carol and I'll be like, or I'll send her a text. I'll be like, I forgot my snack, and she goes, go buy almonds and a banana for 7-Eleven. Cool. Yeah. And I'm done.
Yeah.
I would like text her the following week, like, okay, I already know what I want next week, and be like, I want tuna, but most people are like, would be tuna salad. I'm Filipino. I'm like, I want white rice with tuna, soy sauce, zucchini, and then some lemon. That's it. Like that's my meal.
Yeah. I'm like.
Tuna and white rice. So good. It's like the war.
Brian's meal instead of soy sauce.
Okay. All right. So this is your phase 1A. Phase 1A is with bread and dairy. And the reason why I'm going to bring that up, and that's why I'm glad Ashley is here. When Ashley first came to me way back, she got in the best shape of her life, and we went pretty. She's a pretty hardcore person, so we went hardcore in the dieting. We skipped phase 1A, skipped phase 1B, and we just went straight for it. But mentally, I knew she can handle that. The reason why I don't like to do that for people, a lot of people will come to me and say, no, I don't want to do that. I want the hardcore. Most people, I won't work with them unless I know their mentality, like Shannon and certain people, because it's so hard that I don't want them to fail. And number 2 is if they're not educated on how to eat, most people cannot survive on white fish and green beans or broccoli their whole life. They're just, unless they like to eat that all the time. But the reason why I want you to start in phase 1A is number 1, so you know how to eat like a regular person. and know your portion control and learn that you could get results even eating tortilla, ricotta cheese, and this and that. A lot of people think, oh, but I'm not gonna get results. You will if you just follow the plan and trust me. And the reason why I want you to start here is I want you to learn for your kids or your grandkids that if this society now generation is so vain, right? Selfie, social media, they look at, their friends and they, or want to be skinny like them or cute or whatever their issues are. And if you don't teach your kids how to eat properly, they're going to have an issue with food. And we don't want that. So if we could help our future generation on how to learn so they can combine their protein, carbs, and fat in a proper manner, we're hoping that you can teach your kids and yourself. If you want to go to a buffet, if I go to a breakfast in a hotel, I'll scan the room and I'll look around and think, all right, let's see what my choices are. And I'll say, okay, what are the healthiest choices? I'm like, okay, they have hard-boiled eggs, and they have a yogurt, and they have oatmeal or bread. I kind of scan the room, and I'm like, shoot, I'd like to have that or that. And I'm like, nope, just get your piece of toast and 6 egg whites and 1 yolk, and that's it. And I have to leave, because if not, I'm going to start, well, I'll get this and that. And I just get that, and I'll get maybe a banana for later, for my snack. And I'll have my protein powder or something like that. So you'll learn how to be able to program for yourself. Okay, so Ashley came to, we got her in the best shape of her life. She wanted to get in the best shape of her life before kids. She did that. She took pictures. She looked amazing. Then she had a child, got married, and she came to me the beginning of, or the end of last year. She said, okay, Carol, I'm thinking about doing it again. And I said, well, if we do it, I really want you to do phase 1A, because I want you to start from the beginning and learn the program like Raquel did from the beginning. Because Raquel went to a bikini prep and they wanted to start her with mahi, white fish and broccoli. It was hardcore. So I started her from the beginning. That's what I wanted you to talk about. So I'm gonna have you stand up. Okay. So when I wanted you to start on phase 1A, are you want to see? Oh, it's on. Okay, so you wanted to come to me again, and I asked you if you could start at phase 1A. And did you have any reservations about that because we were going to do bread and dairy?
No, I didn't have any reservations, because I think, let me try and remember. When I came to her, I was going through a very, very tough time in my life personally, and I just needed something that I can somewhat control in my life, and that was food and a plan. So I just needed something that would keep me on a schedule, because I was going days where I would maybe eat 1 meal, which is not like me at all. I've been in the fitness, for probably the last at least 12, 13 years. And used to eating 4 or 5 meals a day, and then just this time in my life is just like 1 meal. Maybe I'd work out, maybe I wouldn't. So I just was like, I gotta do something, get myself back on track with the ultimate vision of maybe doing a fitness show, which has always been a goal of mine. I just hadn't done it. So I really didn't have any reservations about starting with phase 1A with Carol, because ultimately I knew phase 1A would be what I would ultimately just be maintaining for the rest of my life, once the hardcore dieting and stuff like that was over, should I ever, go that route. So, and for me personally, I know there's such a stigma about, oh, I can't eat carbs, or you shouldn't eat bread, or you shouldn't eat pasta, stuff like that. And really, any diet that eliminates a certain macro food group, so any diet that eliminates carbs or eliminates protein or eliminates fat, those really aren't the healthiest diets, because your body does need those 3 macronutrients to really perform and to to survive. So, did I answer your question? Okay. I think yes.
So, and you did get results?
Yeah, so I did it was a 6-week program. I lost 9 pounds and 10.5 inches. Eating basically whatever I wanted to eat. I would just tell her, like, I feel like pasta. Can we do pasta, ground turkey, marinara sauce, ricotta, zucchini? She's like, let me throw it together. And she worked the numbers. She'd ask me what I want for a snack and be like, oh, let's go with like cottage cheese and pineapple. And then she just, works with you. And then, are you okay with an egg burrito for breakfast still? Sure. And I just, went with it. Trying to be a little bit more easy on myself because I knew it's not going to be as easy as it was before. 4 years ago, I didn't have a toddler. 4 years ago, I wasn't, a single mom trying to work full time and have other real life stresses. So I knew just in general, it wasn't going to be as easy. And I'm older. The older we get, the harder it is. So I tried to be a little bit more easy and just go with, what Carol programmed, knowing that it will work because I've done it before and it worked. But just maybe be a little bit more patient because before when I did it, it was hardcore. So I would drop weight, see results real quickly on a weekly basis. This one you still will see results. But ultimately this is gonna be your foundation for maintenance. So should you choose to go,
That's a good point.
should you choose to get more serious, dial down even more, this is ultimately where you're gonna fall back on to maintain, like wherever you end up.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a maintenance plan. This is where every day I'm gonna see things happen. And I always respect her